What's going on, everybody? This is Sunaak here, bringing you week 3 of the IBA League. This is going against Salti this time around, and I ended up bringing Mudsdale, Salamence, Meowscarada, Cryogonal, Florges, and Cerulege. I already made my picks here, but I am leading off with the Mudsdale as I can go ahead and get my rocks off here. So he is bringing the Goldango, Arcanine, Vaporeon, Lycanroc, Garchomp, and Grafaiai team this time around. So let's go ahead and get this started. As I said, I did go ahead and click the Mudsdale so I can go ahead and start getting my rocks off here. And he does lead in with Graffiti, which is his Grafaiai, which is a great shiny, by the way. Very, very cool colors. Very underrated. Wish the Pokemon could do a little bit more, which is a little unfortunate. But for turn 1, I was kind of debating whether to go for the Earthquake or the Stealth Rocks at this point, but I just kind of clicked my rocks already. He gets a knockoff here and kind of knocks off my leftovers, which is a little bit unfortunate. But I'm bulky enough to go ahead and get my Stealth Rocks off, which is very, very nice. So that's going to stay up on for the rest of the game. Hopefully give me some pretty good chip damage. But I am running a Roar set on this, so just in case if he does want to set up any Pokemon, I can kind of roar them out and get some more chip damage off of this thing. So kind of a bulky, annoying Mudsdale. But I do go ahead and click the Earthquake here because I don't think he has a Pokemon that can really respond to the Earthquake here. He doesn't have anything that will resist it. So knowing that he doesn't have a Pokemon that will be immune to it, I just go ahead and go straight for the Earthquake damage here. So he does switch out the Grafaiai into the Did You Know Vaporeon. So really, really cool color, the shiny here. I love Vaporeon, one of my favorite evolutions. But with the rocks and the EQ, it does knock it down to down 1/4. It is running leftovers, so it can recover a little bit, which is mainly just that chip damage from the rocks, but still not enough to live another one if it does happen to go off. Here, I do kind of debate whether to switch out because Mudsdale's special defense is it's not the greatest, but I was maybe banking on the fact that I would have lived one because I believe I did special defense onto this one, but I don't think it was enough, which you can see here. So unfortunately, Mudsdale goes down, and it does mean 1 KO for Salty here. So kind of put myself in a bad position on that end, but I do have some pretty good switch-ins for the Vaporeon here. So I do have my Meowscarada with Flower Trick, which is a very, very good option here. But here, I believe I do go ahead. I think I debated a little bit, but I'm for sure going to go ahead and bring in the Ellie the Meowscarada because I do want to go ahead and put some pressure onto this Vaporeon. Again, this is all post-commentary. I don't even feel like I have to mention it. But Ellie comes in, hopefully to pressure out this Vaporeon because Vaporeon can be quite a threat. I do go for the knockoff instead of the Flower Trick, just in case if anything wants to come in and switch in. I do have the Protean to get me the boosted, banded knockoff damage, so I do get the crit, which is kind of unfortunate for Salty here, but with 1 KO on my end, thanks to Meowscarada, it does even out the playing field down to 5v5 now, so. But with me being banded into the knockoff, I do have to really weigh in my options here to whether to stay in or switch back out because I am hard locked into it. But I believe looking at his team now, there wasn't really any Pokemon that wanted to resist this knockoff. So being banded, I did want to kind of take advantage of it. I wonder why he did switch into the Grafaiai here. So I get another clean knockoff kill thanks to that banded, boosted Protean knockoff. So let me tell you, he was actually choice banded as well, so I think that's one of the reasons why. Very fast, kind of quick, easy picks, just like Meowscarada in a way, but not as fast and not as hard hitting, unfortunately. So that does pick up a KO for us. The Arcanine does come in and intimidates us, so this is definitely going to be putting a lot of pressure onto my Meowscarada here, so kind of unfortunate here. So I do have to make a decision to switch out into the Cerulege, kind of hoping for a fire move coming in, or maybe an E-speed, something of that nature. So I bring in the Cerulege to hopefully bring in to block either one of those two. So I think it was a really great counter that Rebel was a part of this team this time around. So the Will-O-Wisp comes in. So kind of thank God that didn't happen since like the last week. So the Flash Fire on Rebel pops off, which is very good. So don't have to worry about the Will-O-Wisp on my end anymore. Here I was debating a lot because he does have that Goldango in the back, and Cerule Edges do love to run a lot of fighting moves and stuff. So you're gonna see me kind of play around and dance around the Bitter Blade close combat, and I do have the Dragon Claw as well for the Garchomp if I ever got into it. Or he switches in. So I do opt for the Dragon Claw here, hopefully maybe just to kind of get some sort of damage off and not have anything be immune to it. So he goes for, well, I do go for the Dragon Claw here. He does take some pretty good damage here. He opts for the Flare Blitz, which I don't know if he probably would have expected me to switch into something else. I don't know what I could have switched into at this point that he would have opted for Flare Blitz. But thankfully my second Flash Fire pops off. And it does kind of put us in decent range to maybe go ahead and go for another Dragon Claw or Close Combat. I was thinking that maybe he wanted to switch out this time around, so opted for the Dragon Claw again. So did lose some HP to the Life Orb, and a Wild Charge comes in. Rebel does fairly take that well, which is very good, and it unfortunately wasn't enough recoil damage to knock it out. I feel like it lived like on 1. But that does put us into the range to go ahead and get another KO. So if he does decide to stay in, which he does, and I do get the KO with the Dragon Claw, so that's one of the reasons why I opt for it again. So that is down to 3 Pokemon for Salty, and it is down to 5 for me. So we're sitting pretty. We're in a really good position, but again, you don't want to get too comfortable because, you know, it is Pokemon. Things can change. Case in point, Lycanroc comes in here. Very, very fast rock type, has a Cell Rock for priority, so outspeeding literally everything. So I was debating whether to keep in the Cerule Edge here or not, but to be completely honest, the Arcanine was already gone. A lot of my other options were already gone too. The only other thing I could have used this thing for was maybe the Goldango. But I think, to be completely honest, I didn't want anything to come in to an Accel Rock's hard switch here, so I just kind of let Cerule Edge to go down, which is a little unfortunate, but that will mean another KO for Salty here, so that does put us into a 4v3 situation, so kind of evening out the playing field just a little bit in there, so. But this will allow me to go ahead and bring in the Ellie, the Meowscarada, to get in a free clean switch, which is very good. We love to come in with free switches and kind of re-opt to go into another move here. So I double check his team, and really I click knockoff because nothing on his team is going to resist it. The Protean's going to go off as well as the Choice Band. So getting all that stab boosted damage, might as well go for it. All these Pokemon are holding items, so it's boosted to all hell. So Meowscarada is very scary, let me tell you. I love using Meowscarada a lot. So the knockoff comes off, the Protean goes into the dark typing and nearly knocks out the Garchomp. And again, so knocks off the Life Orb, and again, I outspeed this thing, so I just spam the knockoff at this point and get another KO for Meowscarada here. So I believe that is 3 KOs here. No, this is the second KO. I don't know how to count. So Lycansult comes back. I'm kind of expecting the Accel Rock here. To hopefully get some chip damage off on me or something like that. But I click the knockoff because there's really no point in me switching. We pick up another KO here. So Meowscarada cleaning house at this point. It was choice banded, so it would have been a really, really hefty hit if he did click for the Cell Rock. I don't know if it will KO though. I really don't, but Meowscarada is kind of frail. So we pop off. He brings in his Mr. Strings, the Goldango, and none of us is Terra typed at this point, so I believe he, being able to go into his Terra typing here, which is Poison, by the way, really, really came in clutch, at least to live one of the, or, well, I don't want to spoil anything really much, but I just kind of spoiled it maybe, but either way, we're both kind of, I go ahead and click on my knockoff because really there's no point into it, and if he doesn't Terra here, the ghost typing will help me kind of knock it out there. But he does go for the Terra, and like I said, he is Terra Poison, and thankfully I didn't need to Terra this time around, so I've kind of been seeing a little trend. I haven't Terra'd any of my weeks yet, which is kind of unfortunate at this point, but the knockoff will smack the specs off and almost kill it as well, even if that's not ghost typing. Even though that's not super effective, that is still scary damage, but we do get off the final knockoff, and we end up taking 4 kills for the Meowscarada. So we end up winning here. We do take the W this time around, so we are 2-0 for the IBA League, so very, very excited about that. GG to Salti. I'm sorry for spamming the knockoff at the end, but please make sure you go check out his link down below. Very, very good person. He's the commissioner for the IBA, so if you're definitely looking into joining in the future, he's your man. But either way, GG Salti. Very much thank you all for watching, and with that being said, I will see you all for the next week of the IBA. Peace.